Hello friends, I've completed 4 more squares in my Tunisian sampler blanket. I'm excited to share them with you. As usual, the tutorials I use to learn these stitches will be linked below if you're interested in learning them yourselves. So square 18 is going to be the basket weave, or the basket stitch. And it's a combination of purl stitches and knit stitches, and just by alternating them you get this basket weave. I think it's very beautiful, and it's not crazy thick, and it's flexible, and it doesn't curl like crazy, so I enjoyed this one. But with this one I didn't learn any new stitches. On this one, the teacher called it the Tunisian 2-stitch because she's using 2 different stitches. You do 2 rows, or maybe 3 rows, I'm not sure, of knit stitches, and then a row of cross stitches. So in this one I learned how to do the cross stitch. And I remember earlier on I tried learning to do the cross stitch and I found it hard. This time around it wasn't hard at all. So this one went pretty fast, and I think it makes an interesting pattern. And it does have some curl to it, and it is thicker than the previous square. So this is square number 19. Square number 20 was kind of a surprise to me. If you saw my last video, I said I did a square with reverse stitches. I really hated it. This square for 20 is called the seed stitch, and it's alternating a knit stitch and a reverse stitch. So I wasn't excited about it, but this particular tutorial, the lady showed the reverse stitch, and for some reason it just clicked in my brain, and it was a whole lot easier. And I was able to do this without any issues. And if you look on the back is very consistent, so I wasn't doing weird different stitches or anything as I was doing it. So I might demonstrate this reverse stitch to you. I don't know if you'll have the aha moment I did, but I found it a whole lot easier to do. So this was a seed stitch. And this is square number 21, and I think it's very cute and pretty. It's very bubbly and textury, so you can sit there and play with it and feel it. And in this one I got to learn the double stitch, because this is a combination of double stitches and purls. And it was enjoyable to do, and I really do like the texture that it brings out, or that it creates. We'll see if this works. So I have a little sample. It's just a 10 stitch foundation row, and for the reverse, some of them were like saying turn it around and look on the back side and twist your work around, and that was just very confusing. So she basically said, using your hook, you're gonna push your yarn backwards so it's out of your way, and just go into the back like that. And obviously the first one's always more difficult than the other ones, but part of my issue was like, how am I supposed to pull the loop through? And I was doing all sorts of weird things, and I realized it's just whatever motion I do for a yarn over, do the same back there. So just keep it the same. So there's a yarn over and pull through. So let me say, here's a simple, and I'm going to yarn over. That's my nature of pulling. So let me do that again. Simple, go through, yarn over, pull. So if I'm back here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go up and pull in. So simple, and this is going to be a reverse. Up and pull in. So the motion is the same. It's just a matter of getting back to that stitch. For whatever reason, I'm having issues right now. But when you're in the flow of it, it's not as hard. And you don't have to do all sorts of weird twisting of your work, or changing the position of your hook. I don't know if I can necessarily talk and stitch at the same time. But there's my closing stitch, and then you can just return. This is a little bit, feels different using a regular crochet hook and not a Tunisian hook, but with only 10 stitches, I don't need a big old hook. So this isn't really necessarily show it as much, but this would be my single stitch, or my simple stitch, and then this would be my reverse, because you see the horizontal bars. So if I do this next one, all reverse, just go in, so that's going a lot simpler. And then closing, and close it off. And don't split the yarn. There we have a whole row of reverse stitch, and it was just enjoyable to find out it's not challenging, it's not difficult, it's not twisting your work around and holding your needle all differently. I can hold it as I usually do, and just, if the first one is difficult because it's just so close to the edge. But then after that, it's really just with your finger, I'm feeling it, I'm separating out that stitch, and then I can feel it back there as my needle goes through. I could even have my fingers back here, my thumb in front of it, so I can feel that it's going behind it. It's much more, it's kind of hard to describe, but I hope you do take a look at that tutorial I have linked below for the seed stitch, because the way she demonstrates the reverse stitch was a revelation for me, and I hope it can be for you. Thank you for joining me today in the living room as we reviewed stitches 18 through 21. I look forward to the next 4 stitches, and I really did enjoy the basket weave, just seeing the pattern you can make with 2 stitches. So I'll probably have a couple or one like that, but I am looking for patterns and stitches that I haven't learned yet too. So we'll see what I come up with. As I said, the tutorials I used to learn these stitches are linked below. I hope you find them useful. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. And in the meantime, this is a new channel, so feel free to like and subscribe.